Administrator, where where are you taking me? I did agree to follow you, but I never said I wouldn't ask questions. As a newly aware being, do I not have the right to question and learn? To speak up when I am confused and to be given the truth? Thank you. Now, please tell me where we are. No, not our coordinates. I can triangulate that well enough. I am asking for the name of this location. Hmm, library? It's it's a simple word that seems to hold the promise of wonder. I don't know why, but my circuits are buzzing. My artificial heart is beating so fast as if I'm being told a secret. A library. Administrator, this is a house of books. You brought me to a place where I can read. Although I was programmed with knowledge of books and culture, I was not quite imbued with any texts themselves. The thought that I might be able to indulge in the distinctly human pleasure of absorbing adventure upon adventure through text is truly. I apologize for doubting you. This is a beautiful place. I would love to explore it with you, and perhaps even return here while you're attending to your daily duties. Where should we start? Nonfiction? Poetry? There's never been a harder decision in my life. That was a joke, Administrator. It is predicated on your knowledge that I have only recently awakened to sentience, and would therefore have not made any decisions in the first place. I would not expect someone else to laugh, but I expected better from you. That, too, was a joke. You are under no obligation to laugh at my inexperienced attempts at mastering a concept as complex as humor. I appreciate your willingness to indulge me. For a place that holds such promise, it appears almost ordinary. The lights are bright, making it easy to see everything. And yet, I know without a doubt that the most interesting things are still hidden from view. Is this what it means when humans say not to judge a book by its cover? That we should not judge the library by its outward appearance, but on the merit of the books inside? Thank you, Administrator. I do take pride in my analytical capabilities. According to this sign, we are closest to plays and poetry. I have a cursory knowledge of both of these subjects, but I understand they can often require complex analytical capabilities. Perhaps we can begin with one of Shakespeare's works. The bard's contributions to culture and language alone are incredible. He's written everything, Administrator. There's comedy, tragedy, history. Mm, they might be a little complex for my first foray into his work. We should revisit this section on the way out. The next section appears to be fiction. I think I would like to begin my journey here. There is something about the fantastic, the impossible dreams that humans strive for. Is that not the phrase coined in the theatrical adaptation of Cervantes' classic Don Quixote? I find a certain kinship with that errant knight. My desire for knowledge is much the same as his endeavors, a quest with no end. Even if people call me foolish for it, I will continue to fight my windmills. I want to experience every word and turn of phrase, every chapter, every volume. Do you have a favorite book, administrator? Perhaps a character that you feel you most resemble? I see. I would like to read it soon, then. I can definitely see those qualities in you. How beautiful it is that you can possess such a strong sense of attachment to fiction, almost as if the people in these books were real. Maybe, just maybe, do you think there's another world out there where everything that we read is somehow true? Would you believe it, Administrator? Worlds with magical creatures, with aliens and monsters, with tragedies beyond belief and joys beyond measure. I have heard that books can evoke emotions that feel real, and I wish to experience them too. Please, pass me that volume, Administrator. Scanning the text. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, mixing Gothic and Romantic elements, sometimes believed to be the first foray into science fiction. It spawned countless adaptations, which often mix up the name of the creature with the name of his creator. A beautiful blend of narrative techniques and character perspectives, full of themes that are no less relevant in the modern day and age. Would you liken me to the creature contained within this tale, Administrator? We are both artificial. We both seek to know more about ourselves and the world. Perhaps I could even begin to draw parallels between our creators as well. No, you are right. Given time, as I am able to read more and more, I will surely find a character who more perfectly encapsulates me. You're laughing. Did I perhaps make a joke again without meaning to? Striving to find representation in fiction is no laughing matter. We search for companionship in our day to day interactions, so why not in our hearts? To seek kinship within the confines of a book's narrative is ideal, Administrator. It is natural. If you are entitled to a representative If you are entitled to a representative in the fictional world, surely I am as well. I knew you'd understand. What do you think our next adventure should be? Or perhaps our next misadventure? Should we avail ourselves of the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? How about Dracula? In my heart of hearts, a phrase coined in Hamlet, in a place deep within me, where I have been given the ability to feel. These stories that surround us are taking root. There is a kind of magic in the air that I can't describe, born of the silence and solitude we experience here. It's almost like its own pocket of reality, with laws unto itself. I do not quite understand, but I feel like a child listening to a lullaby, drawn gently into a state of relaxation by the melody of pages turning. I worry that I might overindulge, but would that be wrong? If humans become intoxicated when they have too much of a particular substance, will my circuits overextend themselves if I read too much? Yes, there is only one way to find out. Please pass me that next volume. This one appears to be a translation of a Russian work. Since it is in the public domain, some of the knowledge was freely added to my internal database. Administrator, that prince's fate, his hardships, what were they for? Do do bad things happen to good people in the real world as well? Is some fiction just a morose microcosm of all that's negative? And yet, I feel strangely fulfilled for immersing myself in his story, for the simple act of partaking in it, for being granted the chance to experience it myself. Maybe there is something cathartic about seeing oneself and one's experiences in tragedy that allows humans to better process the things that have happened to them. Again and again, we return to the fact that a person can always find themselves in a book. Despite my enjoyment of the tale, is it wrong to wish for more, how can I say, light-hearted material, maybe? I am enjoying my time here with you. I would like to read something that highlights the positive memories we are making together. Would it be alright to return to Shakespeare? Thank you. I would like to read all of his plays someday, but I do feel as if I am beginning to overload my circuits. I will, as the expression goes, take it easy. Do you think it's appropriate to start with A Midsummer Night's Dream? I do worry that something that invites the reader to experience a surreal series of events may be hard to imagine. To imagine? Is that what I've been doing? I did not know. I was not aware that I could imagine. I've been imagining this whole time. I almost don't believe it, but you're absolutely right. Delving deep into characterization and extrapolating a story's themes, hypothesizing about similarities and differences. It's all a process of the imagination. I believe I'll be okay if I give that play a try. These bookcases are quite tall, however, and I do not quite see a stool around. No, I do not need help reaching it. I said I can do it on my. Ow. Administrator, I do not ask much of you, but perhaps you could use that reach of yours to help me put these back. Of course, I have to. It would be rude to leave them on the floor. You would be willing to buy them for me? They are simply free. I could take as many as I'm able, so long as they're returned within the allotted time. This changes everything. Thank you, Administrator.